Hello, my wonderful viewers, and welcome to another episode of Betty Adams Overanalyzes. Now, today's going to be a little weird. I was going to do a full spoiler review of the new series, Super Smartphone, but I was cruising through YouTube, as you do, for videos about Kaiju number 8, and I found this amazing video by the Troupe, where I'll put the link will be below the video to the original video, but the Troupe was presenting a theory about Kaiju number 10's motivations, which I really had not thought on at all. Kaiju number 10 is such a classic Shonen Jump manga trope. The antagonist not driven by being evil, but just driven by the desire to fight stronger opponents. And this is such a classic manga trope that in classic Noya Matsumoto fashion, I did not question it in the least. But this is like the oldest Shonen Jump manga trope, especially for this subgenre. And knowing Matsumoto's habit of hiding major plot points behind common shonen tropes, I should have been suspicious. Now, there will be spoilers through chapter right up to the current chapters, chapter 62, so you have been warned. If you don't want any spoilers up to chapter 62, you can go check out the Troupe's original video, or check out the links below the video to get a copy of my book, Humans Are Weird, I Have the Data, or Humans Are Weird, We Took a Vote, Monty Python Meets Star Trek, in the short story collection of human absurdities. Alrighty, so what was Troupe's theory? So, he presents the behavior of Kaiju number 10. Kaiju number 10 showing up at Tachikawa Base with all of those wyvern kaiju, landing on the base and asking for the strongest person on the base. And then finding, because Captain Ishiro is off base at the time, we get he ends up fighting Vice Captain Hoshina. Then Kaiju number 10 gets defeated, and he gets revived by the third division, and then Kaiju number 10 makes the request to be weaponized for Vice Captain Hoshina. Now, even in the series, they said Kaiju number 10 probably has other motivations, and they're going into this very skeptically. But I, as the reader, did not question that. But here's the Troupe did. What if this was a plan by Kaiju number 9 all along? We know that Kaiju number 9 wants to absorb the power of these hyper-powerful kaiju. But what if Kaiju number 9 is not able to just absorb kaiju that he grows like Kaiju number 10, or Kaiju number 9 is not satisfying with just growing a strong kaiju and absorbing it? What if the entire point of the attack on Tachikawa Base was to deliberately get Kaiju number 10 defeated, have Kaiju number 10 turned into a weapon for a compatible user, and then Kaiju number 9 can go in, even if Kaiju number 10 is fully under the control of the officer. We've seen that Kaiju number 9 can still absorb an officer and a numbered weapons, and that it makes Kaiju number 9 exponentially stronger. We saw that with Director General Shinamaya and Numbered Weapons 2. So, what if Kaiju number 10's attack on Tachikawa Base was just a Queen's Gambit move? Again, this is all Troupe's theory, but that theory put so many ideas into my head. It makes so much sense. Why did you have that attack on the base? Why was Kaiju number 9 willing to pour so many resources, all of those high-powered wyvern kaiju into defeating this base? It makes so much sense. There appears to be an increased power level. Maybe it's just the increase in intelligence wielding the power, but by merging a numbered weapon with a human user, Kaiju number 9 seems to be able to get way more out of it than otherwise. Than by just making kaiju, because kaiju have intelligence limits, they have size limits. Maybe Kaiju number 9 can't just take over another kaiju the way he can take over a human and numbered weaponed pair. And because even to absorb numbered weapon 2, he didn't just steal it. It had to be fused and activated with General Director Shinamaya. So anyway, we have the Troupe's theory here. Thank you for your video, Troupe. It gave me so many different ideas. So here's my little addition to that, where my brain springboarded off of it. First, I've always had a question about how Kaiju number 9 knew to send Kaiju number 10 to attack Tachikawa base when Mina was gone. And if the goal was to find a compatible user, it makes sense that Kaiju number 9 did this. My theory was that Kaiju number 9's has little mycorrhizae sensors, and he's basically got all of the Defense Force bases wiretapped. But we know that Kaiju number 9 has been studying the 3rd Division specifically for a long time. If this theory has legs, I think that it wasn't just coincidence that Kaiju number 10 attacked the base when it was Vice Captain Hoshina there. We know that Vice Captain Hoshina is largely in charge of training for the 3rd Division, and that Vice Captain Hoshina seemed to be spearheading the program that had kaiju neutralization as the primary test for Kafka's entry class. So you have Vice Captain Hoshina spearheading this test, which involved live kaiju and actually neutralizing them. And these are the kaiju that looked distinctly like Kaiju number 9. These are the kaiju that Kaiju number 9 activated. And one theory that I've been building, that Kaiju number 9 was watching and influencing that decision. Maybe he deliberately let those kaiju be captured. Maybe he had already altered them by the time they were captured. This means that Kaiju number 9 would have been studying and focusing on Vice Captain Hoshina for a lot longer than we normally think of the process that's happening. So Kaiju number 9 had been specifically studying Vice Captain Hoshina. That lends to this theory the concept that Kaiju number 10 was specifically designed to be compatible with Vice Captain Hoshina. That the fighting style, the ground-based attack form, everything was designed to complement Vice Captain Hoshina's style in a weapon. So when Kaiju number 10 is made into a weapon, it's not just the Defense Force doing this. This is a long-term plan by Kaiju number 9. Now, that's all just the first half of my theory. Now, here's the second half. This whole theory posits that Kaiju number 9 deliberately created a kaiju to be turned into a weapon, that weapon to be given to a specific human. Then once the human had the weapon, Kaiju number 9 can absorb them and gain that power for himself. Now, what if Kaiju number 9 has already come at this decision again, but from a different angle? This goes back to the many videos I've made on how suspicious I find Reno. Reno shows up at Kafka's workplace the day before the little guy infects Kafka. Reno's in the hospital room with Kafka when the little guy shows up. Reno is completely down with this whole Kaiju transformation thing. Way too calm about it, way too early. And then Reno goes out of his way to isolate Kafka from the Defense Force, to keep Kafka from turning himself over to the Defense Force. And all of these things can be explained with common shonen friendship tropes, but Matsumoto is a master at hiding major plot points behind common shonen tropes. So here's a thought of why Reno might be the only human that we've found who is on a cellular level. Remember that. Twice now in the manga, they made a big deal that Reno isn't just compatible psychologically with the Kaiju number 6 numbered weapon. Reno is on a cellular level compatible with the Kaiju number 6 weapon. Now, we know that Kaiju number 9 can alter other organisms during their reproduction or before reproduction. And we know that he can do this with Kaiju, and we can see that Kaiju number 9 can interact with human bodies and steal them and control them to a degree. So, here's the concept. What if Reno is the result of Kaiju number 9 deliberately attempting to create a compatible user for Kaiju number 6? So the Kaiju number 6 weapon would be the most powerful weapon. Kaiju number 9 did know about the numbered weapons. Kaiju number 9 was trying to find a way to counter and capture them. We know that. So what if Kaiju number 9 is doing a two-pronged attack? He creates a Kaiju, fully intending the Kaiju to be defeated and turned into a numbered weapon, and aims that Kaiju at what Kaiju number 9 suspects to be a compatible user. Then, Kaiju number 9 has also been working in the background to create a compatible user for an already existing numbered weapon that has not had a compatible user in the past. So then the question comes, does Reno know of this? Is Reno acting on genetic imperatives and subtle psychological training? Does Reno know that he might be a double agent for Kaiju number 9? And how is this going to play out in the story going forward? Now, this is such a classic shonen trope, the sleeper agent, the nakama that doesn't know their very existence was crafted by the antagonist. I can totally see that. It just fits really, really well into the story, into the world of Kaiju number 8. So, what do you think, my wonderful viewers? Is Reno Ichikawa a creation, or at least at the very least an alteration of Kaiju number 9, specifically designed to be compatible with Kaiju number 6, so that Kaiju number 9 can reabsorb the power of the most powerful Kaiju to date, the king of all Kaiju? So what do you think? Leave some comments below telling me what you think of my theory. Go check out the video by Troupe. It's an excellent video. Hit that like and subscribe button, and peace out, my wonderful viewers. Humans are weird. We took a vote, and humans are weird. I have the data. 2 books in a series of human absurdity. Go check out these short story collections. What will our little green friends think of us when we finally do make it to space? Find out the answer in 2 books of human absurdity. Humans are weird, we took a vote, and Humans are weird, I have the data. Available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, and Google Play.